Go on, let's go live and see what we can do.
Hello, welcome to Pest Perspectives episode 50. Would you believe it? On the magical number, Sean Mooney's come on. The two Seans are on the same podcast. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, fella. How are you?
Good, I'm okay. Cheers. Thanks for filling in for Jim. He couldn't make it.
Oh, he's a good bloke, Jim.
Yeah, he is. He actually gave me a call. He says, I feel bad. He said, I'm doing this job. And he says, It's not worked out right and access equipment wasn't right. So we've got to go back and it's looking like Tuesday. And he said, it's night work. We've got to do it. And he says, I definitely want to come on because I've been looking forward to it. So he let me know in plenty of time. He actually called me. He did as well. He did. So, yeah. So you've been up to much this week? I know you're a busy man. You're a man of many everything at the minute, including moving.
No, people say that, but I don't have half as much on as people would think. So obviously I have Kill Line and I have the software, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Pest Register and thing, it's all under the same thing, really. It's all the same system. So that's two things.
Yeah.
And then I like to get football with my oldest boy. My youngest one isn't old enough to go yet, probably.
Okay.
The oldest one does football. I think he does some sort of physical activity about 5 times a week.
Okay.
I finish work and take it for them. I love doing it with them. But other than that, if I'm honest with you, Sean, I don't do a huge amount, but obviously that's enough to fill my hours in. So everyone thinks I'm mega busy, but I'm no busier than anybody else. It's just people get to see what I do, whereas a lot of people don't show what they do, I think.
No, that's true. It's because I'm always working on something. I've got all sorts of things I'm working on. The podcast, obviously, all sorts of bits to do with the business. I'm now going to I'm part of a business scheme, locally. It's funded by the government. It's called Think Rutland. And you get like business local, they help you get better at being better at your business. They teach you what sales forecasting is, pricing, any help you want. I've just recently got a business grant, etc., things like that. And it's been really good. It has. It just showed me how much I don't know about business. It did. I'm still learning. There's that much to it. There is. But that's what they help you to do. So it's good. It is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Like I don't even pretend to be good in business. We just kind of figure it out as we go along, and fight the fires as they turn up. But I think that's probably true of most people. Maybe, I don't know. Probably some lads bad prep, but I don't think I'm that good. So
yeah, no, I think it is. It's obviously you've got lads and just me and my dad, so you're a little bit bigger than us, but you do a lot of bee removal, don't you? And do you do the proper jobby full drain surveys? Do you do the full drain surveys like Davey does? Do you do them as well?
Yeah. So we've done, our biggest one was probably over like 100 branches.
Wow.
I think it was about 10 manholes, but it's not so much the size of the drain survey. For me, it's more the level of effort that you put into actually surveying the drains. Because if you haven't bought a camera, you haven't pushed a camera. There's obviously the fairy tale of we'll buy a camera, we'll shove it up the line, we'll find where the rats are getting in, and we'll have the answer and the solution. But it's not uncommon for us to not be able to find the fault. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Like, if you've got a scenario, you've got that we have at the minute.
Yeah.
We believe we have 2 hidden gullies at the back of a house that run into the rainwater system.
Okay.
Set up, there's no way of searching them.
So basically, you'd have to dig the floor up, basically, just to have a look. Is that what you're saying? No.
Fucking, I don't know. That's Sean. I don't know. We're gonna have to. This is where it gets interesting because you've got to figure it out. I think the solution is we'll ring the water authority. We'll ask what where their manholes are. We'll try and nail down to where they are, and then we'll push from there up, possibly, hopefully, and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Like we went to one today. Everything's dropping into a main line, and you don't know which main line. Well, you know which main line is your customers because you can put some water through it.
Yeah.
But if you go in neighbours and get them to flush the taps, you like knows what the junction above and below leads to. And it could be an old toilet, it could be anything.
Okay.
And you get your camera up to the side of the wall, to get it in, to search it, to do this, to do that. So if you think you're going to buy a camera, push it around the house and find out where it is, it's definitely not the case. Definitely 1010% not the case. There's a lot of, Davey will be a different kettle of fish because let's remember, Davey's not a pest controller by trade. He's a drain and drains for years.
Yes.
So way above ours and stuff like that, and he'll have a good idea of what's going on. But for us, we have to get our nut down and do things the hard way,
Okay.
And I often ring him for advice. I'm not a bullhead. I'm not going to tell you we're the best in the world. I'll ring him for advice better than the rest, I would say. Yeah.
I suppose a lot of it's like pest control though as well, where it's on the job learning when you first put that camera in the drain. Not as I imagine it's all learning as well. You're always learning, even though you've been doing it a few years now, haven't you? You're still learning. And I imagine sometimes you have found where the issue is a lot of the time, haven't you? I imagine.
Most of the time. So
yeah.
The times when we haven't.
Yeah.
We had a house that was built on a brownfield site.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they'd left the old drains were left in.
Oh.
We know the old drains were left in, but everything had been concreted over. There was a flock of farmers. The farmer had converted some old barns.
Yeah.
And when he thought it was the drain, he went and dug out the manhole.
Did he?
Manhole to solve it. And put it in. So then you're like, it was a big old deep thing as well. So you physically can't get into it. So these are the ones that we're aware of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we probably have over sort of 90% success rate of finding them.
That's good.
Yeah, but you think you're going to do, but I promise you, if anyone's going to do it, I promise you what happens. You'll end up going to the same spot 3 and 4 times trying to work out what's going on when you first start. That's what we did.
Okay.
You've got to be dogged when you first start because you're going to start seeing things that you don't have a clue what they are.
Okay. I suppose Jason's right. Jason, he's in chat. He said, "Do you use smoke in any of the drains?"
We have done, Jason, but usually just to prove to the customer where the fault is. We certainly have used smoke. If you've got, I don't know, maybe you've got a place where you're not quite sure if it is or it isn't. So you've got to remember your camera only faces forward. But as a general rule, I think if you're relying on smoke, this is just my belief, is that you probably need to be pushing your camera further forward and into more places because, there's not many jobs I can see where smoke's going to give you the answer that your camera isn't. That's my belief.
Okay. But yeah, I suppose it's I'm doing Davey's course next month actually in Burton-on-Trent, Kill Germ. I am. So that'll be good. It does sound out. I've spoke to a few people. Davey says to me, he says it's the same course I've done over the years, Shaun, but he said I've added some visuals and more pictures and videos and stuff. He said, but he says, I'm sure you'll like it. He said it's a very packed day, but it should be good.
I was talking to Clive about this. Clive with his honeybee course. I don't know if he's never delivered the same course twice, because every course learns something from the people, from the circumstances, from this, from that, and he just constantly updates it. So the foundation course of honeybee removal today is a different course foundation in honeybee removal that we did however many years ago.
Hey, that though, Davey, probably is the same, but he's he's added on to it over time. That's probably what he meant, to be honest.
No, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. You just add to it as you go, don't you? So, yeah.
Yeah, because I was.
Let me ask you a few questions. What you done this week?
Me? Just done some contracts, some golf course, some pubs, just normal contracts, really. I have monthly contracts. They are
right.
And obviously we've got to mess.
Are most of your contracts monthly, 6 weekly, 8 weekly? What are you doing with them?
We always do. No, we do. We have got some quarterlies, not as many, but we've got most of them are monthly. But that doesn't mean we'll go back in a month. It could be like 2 weeks. It's random when we go, but we go before the month end. But quite often, it's technically not monthly. It's before the date. If you see what I'm saying, because I told somebody monthly. I says, well, it's not exactly spot on a month. It varies on which job it is, because obviously we're going to one area, we're going to hit them all at once. Yeah. So, but I haven't got any big contracts. Probably like you've probably got them where it takes half the day to do them. I haven't got anything like that. I hear people do farms where they spend the entire day there. I haven't got anything like that. Probably 14 boxes is probably our biggest one. We haven't got big ones as such. We haven't.
I think we've got a couple of 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh, I haven't got any of them. No, not yet. Anyway, we haven't. But we don't really. We've got a farm, but it's not a farm. It's just a place that got 2 big grain stores. It's not. There's no farm animals, but we don't go after farms. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not.
Why is that? Why do you go after farms?
Because we don't obviously talk farm. I'm not the best at communicating with farmers. I'm not. In general, we've had a lot of bad luck with farmers. We have. But
it's weird though, isn't it? Because there's definitely certain jobs or certain people who can build a business off farms. Like, I know through doing the software, I can think of several.
I can think of one man that he's just switched your software. I speak to him nearly daily. Sam Tricky. He absolutely loves farms. And he said to me today, he says, make sure you tell Shaun that his software has revolutionised his business. Honestly, he's not taking the mickey, because he was pen and paper. Because he does big sites where, because I actually asked him, I says, oh no, he says it's about 3 to 6 pages worth of reports he does. And he said it's really helped his business. But he's also said, while praising him, tell him that black dogs are no good for rats. That's what he said.
Oh, he's an idiot, isn't he? Black dog.
That's what he said.
Black dogs are that good, you wouldn't waste them on rats. Tell him that.
He'll watch this. He will watch it, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, he will. Tell him I can go around the cat and dog shelter and I can get fucking a handful of dogs. I could get numerous dogs that can kill rats. No, that's decent doesn't go there, because that'll sound really quiet.
I will. But he says that will get him going. He will. But no, he does dairies, he does all sorts, and he absolutely loves it. He's got that much work. He's rammed with work, but he does a lot where you spend the entire day on the site and things like that. He does like shooting as well, night shooting, and he's got dog. But he was pen and paper before. Yeah, I never thought he'd go digital, but he did in the end. He said it's made life a lot easier. So I said to him, "You're right." I says, "Your kind of work." I says, "Although I tested Sean's software, but your kind of work is bang on the point for that kind of work, because there's that much to write." And I didn't know this about your software. You don't advertise it much. He said, if you input all the data of what findings you've had, either how many rats or mice, etc., he says it actually does trend analysis. I didn't know that. I says, I didn't know that. I says, that's a pretty cool feature. Mine does not have. I don't need trend analysis, but that is a good feature. Definitely, that is.
Well, I did it a couple of months ago, and then we're just finishing off heat maps off it. So the technician does a checklist at the time of his visit. He'll literally do all his trend analysis, all his heat maps and stuff. So we try to build it for technicians of all levels. That's what we try to do. But it's getting to be a big chunky, a very big chunky system now. There's a lot of functionality on it, and I don't. We've only ever done it through word of mouth.
You haven't even got a Facebook page so people can tag Pest software. You ain't, they tag you instead. They do.
I know. Yeah, it's just we are busy anyway, and it's something so it's probably going to change in the future. I think. It was always something that ran alongside kill line. It's going to have to change at some point. It is as important now, probably a little bit more important, I would think, in terms of what we do. But the problem is, of course, on that our biggest strength is our biggest weakness. So in order to be able to build what pest controllers need, we have to be pest controllers. It's no good pretending you're a pest controller and building a system that you think a pest controller need. In my humble opinion, I think it has to be built by pest controllers. But then in the same breath, I can't give it try. I can't be in two places at once. But this is why I say to people, and I genuinely don't mind. I think people think I'm lying. Pick up the phone if you're out hours and ring us. I don't mind at all. It makes life easier for us. So it's definitely the best way to get a hold of it. If anyone wants to get on or what have you, we have automated it. So if you want to get on, you can go to the website and you can put your details in. But Gary's done all that. We get people signing up that way. Get quite a few signing up that way. That's good. And then we just keep going from there. Just keep knocking it out and just keep going and going and going. And,
that's fair. I mean, because Sam uses it on a laptop. He does. I said, you get a tablet. He says, "Oh, it's too much writing." He says, "My reports for that." But it
is definitely more professional.
It's
definitely. Anyways, I'm not going to do a sales job on it because we're doing all right anyways. I don't need to, but and there's other softwares out there. I never slag anybody else off for saying that ours is better or whatever it is. I think the right customers find the right people in the right way.
If we were into, we were massively into big sites like that, I think we'd have to. Yours would be more. Yours is superior in pest control. Absolutely superior. I love that bank of words you've got and you can keep adding to and things like that. But I do see what you said about if you've got like BRC sites, etc. That would be more like your kind of software, to be honest, that would be.
Do you know what it is? We're starting to push that way more now.
Yeah.
Simply because we've sort of built a system that works for the business that I had, which was the 1-2-man band. It rams, it did what you need. And then once you've got that built, because I share it with Gary, who's the developer, when we sit there, it's like, what's the next thing that we can do? So we just keep adding the stuff that our customers are using. So we look at what's being used and where they're using it. And then we try to do it as that to give them. And then we just have two very basic mindsets to it. Is one, does it make a pest controller more money? And two, does it make his life easier? So if something ticks those two boxes, the chances are we're going to build it, you know.
Yeah.
Heat maps, does it make it easier? Yeah, it means he doesn't have to do a heat map. Will it make him more money? Yeah, because he can tender for bigger work. He can compete with the bigger prices, put his prices up. So that's how we do it. That's the two basic questions that we ask ourselves before we build anything. We're in the process of looking at building an offline bit.
Oh, that'll be good. Oh, well.
It'll take a little while. We've got that'll be way out of my control. I'm no developer, so we've got to look at doing. It's called PWA, I think it is, or PWS. Basically, there's a bit of the system that will work offline. Is the best way to think of it.
Have you got an app? Have you got an app as well? Have you got an app for your software?
So it's called a web-based app. So an app is obviously an application.
Yeah.
And you can get an app which is on your phone.
Yeah.
You can get a web-based app. So the best way to think of ours is it's like a big. Imagine your website, your Oakham Pest Control website.
Yeah.
But imagine it's huge, and you can interact. You can change things on it. So it's a web-based application. So it's saved on the web.
Oh, because Sam said, there's an app. And I went, no, there ain't. It's web-based. He didn't obviously understand that. He didn't.
Web-based app, so what you can do is you can put a link direct to it. So you get the same icon, you get the same everything like that. You click it and it takes you into it. So it's an app. An app just means an application. So there is an app. It's an app. That's what an application.
That's fair. So obviously you built pest software out, and what made you make the good or bad decision, which I think was a good decision, to jump into CPD world?
So when we built the software, when we were putting our on-site folders together, what we did was we had a bit that showed training for pest controllers. So you would put your training course in and you would add it. So when the auditor looks in, you can click on training and you can see exactly what that pest controller has done. Okay. So in the head, when I saw that the CPD thing was a struggle for a lot of people, I thought, well, we've sort of half got a system built. And then through doing our podcast, we had Alan Buckle on, and he was talking about. Afterwards, I asked him. I just said, how do you become a crew approved scheme?" Yeah. So through a lot of digging and what have you, I found out how to do it and etc. And I just thought, so I said to Gary, we've kind of got half of this built already. Or so I thought.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then we worked out, because there's a load of things you have to do. So we jumped through the hoops and then went to them and said, can we be a CPD scheme? And then they just changed all the rules for it, didn't they? And they were in my eyes, and I've never been open about it, but I thought they were absolutely horrific how they dealt with us. Horrific. And I get it. Probably don't.
Oh yeah, because you kind of not being nasty. Like when they say things change, like in an industry, I believe that the British Pest Register seriously disrupted the UK CPD scheme for pest controllers.
Well,
disruption and competition is a great thing. It is.
There's no need for it either. There's fucking no need for it, because in my head, if they had given me the original scheme, I was literally just going to offer it to CPD users, and it was going to be a small scheme that did what it was supposed to do. And if you logged onto our software, you could use our own scheme, like an in-house thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But what happened was they made it that difficult. One, it put me back up, and I'm one of them that.
Oh no, you got
to come back at you. So then I thought to myself, no, I'm not being pushed around. That's the truth. And then because we built it, so because we had to do so much to get to where we wanted to be, and because it had taken up so much time and so much effort, then I just thought, you know what it is? Why don't we just offer it to everyone? Why don't we literally just offer it to everyone once I got the crew approval.
Yeah.
That was never the plan for it ever. That was a lot of what has happened was a knee-jerk reaction to me feeling like they were taking the piss out of her. You know.
Okay.
They were massively taking the piss out of her at one point and like laughing at her. And then I got the raging on over it.
You got seriously grilled. You got put under the radar massively. You did. I could see it through the podcast. You were like, I'm going through the process, and you said bits here and there on the podcast, here and there, and I thought he's been put through the ringer big time.
I don't mind telling you. Tell you in short what happened was when we went to apply for the scheme, we'd done the same thing that everybody else had done.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh no, you've got to do more." And I was like, "Well, nobody else has done this, so why do we have to do it?" And they said, "Oh well, you've got to do it basically." So what was happening was as they were sitting down looking at my application based off their processes, they were coming up with things in that is what doing the application process for me.
Yeah.
So I'm coming up with extra criteria that I had to hit. So the second system was only produced for the British Pest Register, but then there was an agreement that both schemes would have to do exactly what we had to do, but that didn't I've never kicked off over it because I don't care. It's not my circus. It's not my monkeys. Do what you want. Yeah. There's no way in the world that those two schemes have to hit the criteria that we had to hit. And I know that, but that was the agreement. So I can remember early on, I can't remember who it was now. I would say if I could remember, but I can't. But there was a couple of people anyways who are shouting, he's not a crew approved scheme. He's not a crew approved scheme. This was in 2020, start of 2025 it was.
Yeah.
Because they wanted people for their own personal gain or their own business's gain. They wanted people for cases. There was no getting around it.
Yeah.
But we were literally the only scheme that's had crew approval for 2026 based off the criteria that we were given. So when they were saying we weren't crew approved, nobody was crew approved for 2026 at that time, and we were the only ones at one point who had crew approval. I'm guessing the other two schemes without them. And and I know they're going to watch us and kick off, but I've literally got it written in emails. I can't be bothered with the fight. It's not my shit. I don't want to know. We're not involved in the process, and I'm comfortable with that. But that's why we don't engage now because of the way things went. I'm not speaking out of turn there. That's the truth. I've got everything on email. I can prove everything I say. But it was a very, very, very stressful situation that simply didn't need to happen.
Did you nearly go, screw this, I'm not doing it? Were you nearly there? Or were you not? You were like...
just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If it had come to that, I would have just told everyone what was going on.
Oh, okay.
I would have just said, listen, we're dropping out because of this is what's happened. Here's the proof. I've had enough. And I think they knew I would have pushed out on my way out. Yeah. I knew I would have done that. But it was very difficult. That being said, I do believe in balance. And I believe wholeheartedly that there was a number of people involved in the decision-making processes who had the right intentions at heart. But when like some of the things which fucking hell, I'm proper ranting now, Sean.
Yeah, got you over now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming when I came in. Tell you the thing that really lit the fire underneath us, which fucking properly pissed us off. Was when I submitted me scheme in the first thing.
Yeah.
Put it in the crew. And I said, listen, I'm literally giving you everything that we're doing at this point. I don't want to give in to the direct competitors.
Yeah.
I said, okay, no bother. And then they had their meeting, and I asked them who was in the meeting, and they said, basis in the BPCA.
Oh, okay.
Literally, like the agreement was that it wouldn't be, and they said, oh yeah, well, they were on the board. And I was like, well, it's done now.
Yeah.
And I said, and you have to get 100% approval from everyone on the scheme.
Wow, 100%.
Oh yeah. So they had the right. They had the right to veto it. And then I was like, this is a joke. This is like, you look at whether they were or they weren't. The optic from our side was that they were looking after their friends in the situation. And then it got proper testy at one point, like grade A testy. It was horribly testy.
Yeah.
And then it sort of calmed down now. It's fair to say that there's no working relationship between us and them as a result of it. Like, not even close, which is a shame because it didn't need to be that way. It definitely didn't. But I think they just saw me as a fly in the ointment and a pain in the backside, and not really a real consideration of someone that they could bully or push around. I don't know where it came from, and it wasn't all of them, but it was certainly some of them. So then I just put me back up and thought, oh no, I'm not. I'll well, that's my personality. Once you put me into a corner, then I'm gonna start defending myself, and that's how we saw it. And the other problem was, Sean, that when you've got people that work with you, you have to stand up not just for you but for them. Like you stand there thinking, Gary's built this system, it's taken him however long, and I'm just going to stand back and go, oh, it's fine, scrap all that hard work you've done because these people don't want you to play. I'm not going to do it. So we had a bit of a fight over it, but we got there in the end, and sort of talk now. They send us an email every now and again if they want something. They don't have a ringers, they don't speak to us, and kind of suits us down the ground really, which it's a shame because
Well, it is. It is. It's. But I will say one thing: when it comes to accuracy of schemes and what CPD you get, yours is the strictest, obviously, because I'm doing the Davy Brown course. Yeah. The other schemes, I won't say names, but one of them's 12 and one of them's 13, and yours is 6 because it's for every hour. So you got 6. It is.
So if you actually Google it tonight, if you Google CPD, it's pretty much agreed across all industries that do it. That get 1 point per hour. Yeah. Because what the problem that you will find with here's a question for you then.
Yeah.
How do you get up? How do they work out how many points you get per scheme, per course?
I always thought with the likes of bases, it was based on health and safety and everything.
No, I'm being serious. What's like if I said to you, the formula for Pest Register, right, is 1 point per hour.
Yeah,
what's the formula for getting to 12 points?
I actually couldn't tell you what that is.
Nobody can tell that.
No.
And I think, and I might be wrong on this, the reasoning for it being accepted that it's 1 point per hour is because if it's not, then what you can find is that certain providers could be given preferential treatment.
Yeah.
So you could be getting. I don't think that's fair. I think it should be fair across the board for everybody. Then fucking hell, Sean, if you can't get 20 points.
I'll be honest, I'd say by March I'll be well above 20. I'm already at 11.5. We're in January, people. Everyone said it's hard.
Yeah. I tell you the one thing I would say. I think a lot of people do CPD and don't know they're doing it and don't claim for it.
They do. I think they don't realise because obviously, if you are with the British Pest Register, any learning you do, you can note down. Well, in basis, everyone knows it's dictated what you do. 6 points podcasts, and that's maximum. That is. And it's set for so many different things. But with self-register schemes like British Pest Register, you can learn how you want, apart from your regulated crew points each year. You can learn how you want.
So I do understand why there is a thought process that they should split it up and make you do different things, because then you get, some people would say you get a wider broadcast of learning. But I think in today's day and age, what we know is that different people learn different ways. I was always thought I was a visual learner. Other people, some people like to sit down and read. But like if you've got, in my mind, I think if you put a specific number on, if you say to someone, listen, you can get 6 points per podcast, I think it has a negative effect on learning, because I think what happens is people get the 6 points and go, don't need to do that anymore. They
can.
What's the point? So now I'm going to read 2 magazines. I'm only going to read 2 magazines. So what's the point? So I think if you let people learn the way they want to learn, then they'll continue to learn. They just need to understand what learning is. And it's something that we struggle with Pest Register, because people ring me up and be like, have you not done this? Have you not done that? They'll say, yeah. Like, that's learning. That is learning. Learn. That counts. Put it on. Like, all right.
Exactly. Because obviously I put down, I do, if I do any courses, kill germ days, MPTA days, pest tech. I do obviously register your podcast. I do not register my own. I'm not that sad. And I register pest magazine. I haven't registered any this year yet, but I will be. Pest magazines, things like that. It's all any kind of reading you can do or learning. It's all learning. It is.
So I don't know. Say you ring someone up for advice. I'm still I've never used a dock trap. I've never. I don't know. I've got a job where I might be thinking about using Phostoxin, Palionex, something like that. I've got a customer who's asking about this. I've got this or that, and someone who does it. You pick it up and you speak to them for an hour about, gassing rabbits is a real way of lying, or you speak to them about trapping rats on an agricultural site, or resistant hoose mice, or whatever it is. Then as long as you put down who you've spoken to about it, what you've spoke about, and what you've learned, then that counts as learning. It's still learning. It shouldn't be a case of, that doesn't count. It should count.
Yeah, I did not know that. So there's more tips for the British Pest Register or self-register. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But how many times do you do? You might go on a social, that social media course, that stuff that you do at Rutland with people, when you said, listen, I'm learning all the time about business. Someone's sitting you down and it's making your business better, so that you can keep employing people, and it all counts, it all helps. That's my.
I did actually, the sales forecasting course. I actually put it down because it was 6 hours. It was. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Sean. Well, out my comfort. I know I'm all confident with round pest control people, but I was put with other business people, having to mix in groups and speak to them and everything. That was well out of my comfort zone, but I did it. Getting to know new people and stuff. It was.
Yeah, that's how you learn, isn't it?
Exactly.
The best things come when you get put in them uncomfortable situations. I think it's just whether you're brave enough to do them, isn't it?
Exactly. I put 6 down for that because it was. I counted the hours. It was 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's some new, but that's some good advice there. And obviously, it's always that me to a rep talk. Sometimes I wouldn't put that down because it's not always pest control related. I wouldn't say I learned a lot. Sometimes I wouldn't, but depends if you're talking. Yeah.
And I think the other problem with stipulating what people have to do is, if you've got someone who's a visual learner and he does 20 hours of visual learning, he can learn 20 hours worth of stuff. Yeah. But the same bloke, you could sit him in a classroom for 4 hours and he would just tune out. And he might have been there for 4 hours and he might get a tick in a box, but it might be absolutely no good. And then you start to turn people off from learning. You have a negative effect. I believe have a negative effect on them. I think people should be allowed to learn, especially in today's day and age when we know that everyone's different. We're not in school anymore. Do you know what I mean? We're not having a hand held by teachers telling us to read this book or read that book. It's up to us to push our business. And, I think it's really important that people get that opportunity to do what suits them in their business, how they want to do it. That's my thoughts.
No, I definitely agree with you. I was just surprised after all of the other registers are now self-register. The basis didn't move forward with self-register. It surprised me. I thought the upgrade, self-register was coming. No, it didn't happen. It didn't.
It's probably, to be fair, the self-register thing as well. It's probably a big build. I don't know how the app works. I don't know where they're at with that. I don't get involved in any issue.
I've got a CPD organised account, but I've still yet to try and actually do it. I have. I couldn't give you any advice in any way, shape, or form. No.
I think the app is the important thing, isn't it? That's what people want now, isn't it?
It's meant to be a QR code when you go to a day and you scan your QR code, apparently. I don't know. That's what they reckon.
To be fair, that would probably be something that we build in.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be something that we build into our system where people can turn up, there'll be a QR code, they'll scan it, and it'll give them it. And if they scan it, it'll be verified there and then, or the provider can decide whether it's instantly verified or what have you. The verification is the hard bit. Just keep going in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all good. It is.
Where are you going to take Oakham Pest Control and what are you going to do with it?
I've obviously got, I want to grow a little bit, but we are actually looking at buying a drain camera as such, but it's very budget end compared to the one you've got. It's and that's what I got the grant for. It's obviously a $2,000 grant, and it's nowhere near what yours costs. It ain't, but it's an entry into learning it. It is.
You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So you just got to start.
Oh yeah, just start having a play with it, and then drains and see what I can learn along. Obviously, do Davy's course, but understand that I'm not going to be an expert overnight. I know that I'm going to probably struggle like you did, and
I would definitely say if you're going to do Davy's course and you're going to get a drain camera, I would. For my lads, I expect them all to be certified drain surveyors.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think once you've done it, everyone who said to me, really, whatever, I'm like, I would do it. When they've went and done the certified drain surveying course, they've come back and they're like, yeah, it's not that really bolts on a lot of meat to the bones that you're going to get. Davy's going to give you the basics on using the drainage system. They're going to give you the basics on the drainage system.
Okay. How much is that then? That do you know? Or I
think it was a 2-day course.
Was it?
Any DC run them all. Have a look now for anyone.
I think I've actually looked at that website. I may have looked at it. I can't remember. I've looked at a lot of stuff recently. I was trying to remember it all. But yeah, obviously I know it's not anywhere. The camera we're getting is nowhere near your league, but it's a start. It is.
What's it look at? Certified drain surveyor. This course designed to ensure that drainage, £495 it is.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the one we sent our lads up to Scotland, our last two. I did one in Bradford, I think it was, with Sentina or somewhere down there, but I sent my next two lads up to Glasgow to do the one with Martin just because it was available. But when they came back, they really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed him as a person. He was really good.
That's good then, that is. So are all your lads qualified in that work for you? Are they?
The what?
Are all your lads that work for you all qualified in drains in doing it? Yeah, okay. So they all can do the drains? Yeah.
So yes and no. So they've all got the ticket. But I say all of them. There's two of them. There's me, Alice and Dale. We're all certified drain surveyors. Dale doesn't do a lot with drains. Never has done a lot with drains.
Okay.
Could pick it up if needed to. Has that ability. Alice is the one who does all of our drain stuff. And Dale's got a couple of Harris Hawks.
I've heard. Yeah, he sounds like a really nice lad. He does.
He's class. He's absolutely class. Both of them are. Both of them are. But yeah, just two really, really good guys. Dale's like, friendly. I don't say friendly giant. He's a proper nice man, and he's a big old unit. Like, real caring, genuine, concerned guy. A lovely man. Alice is more raw. Alice is more of a killer. I would think. In terms of the way he approaches stuff, Dale's a lot more methodical, and careful and process driven. Alice is a lot more, let's get to the source of this and smash it. So there's different people for different places. But yeah, he's a good kid, and they can both write a drain survey. If you do your drain surveyor's course, right? Yeah, you will immediately be able to see who has done a drain surveyor's course and who hasn't, just through the way they talk. And yeah, because it's the best way to describe it is to see people doing videos about stuff and they use the wrong words. There's Hugh. Yeah. There he is. Hi, Hugh. He's not a serial killer. Yeah, he's not a. They use the wrong nomenclature, the wrong wording for things, and it shows. Whereas if someone's done a drain surveyor's course, they know the right things to say, they know the right way to approach things. And I just think when you've got the drainage industry, who, like it or not, are going to start paying more and more attention to us. They are, yeah. When you're standing there using the wrong words for stuff. Imagine if the drainage industry started doing pest control and started calling wasps hornets, or started calling. Imagine they've had no training in it at all, and they start talking about I don't know, like rat poison, rat bait, and they're using the wrong words for it. The basic stuff. And they're talking about instead of it just shines through who's actually done some training, and those who have done it can see it a million miles off. I'll tell you what I did do when was it Darren you had on your podcast? Was it Darren? The drains? Yeah. I actually went and bought that book he talked about, something about the drain coding. I bought that book. MSC5. That might be it. It came with loads of different colour leaflets in it, pages as well. Exactly. So that you've got to learn that before. Well, not learn it, but it's very helpful if you learn that before you do your course, because at the end of it, what they'll do is they'll give you a series of pictures. And you have to be able to code the faults in the pictures. And you have to give you an understanding of what faults need fixing and why they need fixing, and where they should be fixed and where they shouldn't be fixed. I've seen lots of people doing drain surveys where they're saying, "Oh, look, that joint's displaced and that'll let rats out." And I can tell you that. Are they doing drain surveys, or are they advertising it as a CCTV inspection, rodent ingress? I don't think because there's a lot of companies that do them where they just they don't call it a survey, they just call it having a look to see if there's any issues. They don't call it full drain survey. There are a lot of. That's the issue, right? Yeah. If you've tried, and this is just my thoughts on it, so if you don't agree, it's okay. And I don't mean people watching this back. If you've employed someone to come to your property, right? And they've said they've looked in your drains and they can't find anything wrong. Yeah. Or they've missed something, or they're not quite sure what they're looking at, whatever it is. Prime example: there's an old dry gully under your address. They don't know what they're looking at, because that'll happen. Like if you don't know what you're looking at, that'll happen. Okay. Then all of a sudden you get backed up. There's a blockage, because rats often cause blockages, like through digging and dragging stuff around, causing blockage. And then the next thing is that human shit in the water that gets blocked behind, all of a sudden is in the base of your house. Yeah. And you've got someone who said, "Listen, I've inspected your drains and I think they're all right, but not causing a bother." Like, where do you start? I wouldn't. I should. If you were to word it, rodent ingress. So I'm not looking for any blockages or anything. But that's what they're looking for.
knocks in the pipes and stuff. That's what a lot of them are doing. And it explicitly says this is not a full drain survey at all. This is a inspection. A lot of firms do it. They do. I'm not saying it always works. I'm just saying that I've done research, etc., and a lot of them do that.
I would suggest, playing devil's advocate, that the reason they're doing that is because they're not capable of doing a proper survey.
Okay. Yeah.
Because why would you do half a job? I don't understand why you would do. If you go and do your drain surveyor's course, I'll almost guarantee you that once you've done it, you think, well, why would I do like half a job? Do you know what I mean? It's like saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to come out and have a look to see if you've got wasps, and I'll charge you to see if you've got wasps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah. And then getting out there and they're dead high up, and you go, well, there might be wasps, might be bees, I'm not quite sure. Here's 50 quid, here's 100 quid, here's 150 quid, or whatever it is for me survey, for me time, and then I'm off. You'd be like, well, why didn't you just get a professional? Someone who knew what he was doing, someone who knew what he was looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, it's given a lot of food for thought, because obviously you mentioned that once you're in the drain with the camera, you said you'll see gullies and stuff, and you won't know what it is a lot of the time. I imagine that everything in the drains are discoloured, aren't they? So it won't look as it should.
I tell you what it is, Sean.
Yeah.
Like an interceptor trap, right? The first time you put up to an interceptor trap from the downstream, you'll be like, I had one the other day, and I didn't know what I was looking at.
Okay.
Until we popped into the manhole and everything. There's been like, so for instance, if I said to you, do you know what a drop shaft is? You'd probably be like, nope, don't have.
Oh, do you not know? No, I don't.
So this is what the certified drain surveyor's course teaches you. A drain should be between 1 in 40 and 1 in 80. If it's too shallow, obviously waste doesn't flow. If it's too steep, then what happens is the water runs faster than the solids and leaves the solids behind, or can do.
Okay.
So if you've got somewhere that is, I'm just going to knock this off. If you've got a manhole, if you've got a line which is right under the surface and it's got to get down in the bottom of a deep manhole, what they'll do is run along, they'll drop a line at 90 degrees down into the base of the manhole.
Okay.
So the solids come along and they drop. But if that blocks, you can't get, it would be almost impossible to clear it. So they extend the line out into the manhole. So the manhole has two entrances off the same line, if that makes sense. One at the top, one at the bottom.
Okay.
Now, as you come to survey that, as you come along, and you've got like a line going straight down and one popping straight out, you haven't got a Scooby, not a Scooby, what's going on until you've done your course and you know what a drop shaft is, or you know what this is, or you know what that is.
Yeah.
You should definitely, I would strongly suggest that people should do it, because it just opens things up, it'll start to show you what is what and what you're looking at, and then you'll have half an idea when you start surveying things. Because it happened to us, Sean, when we first started pushing the camera. The customer be stood with me and he goes, what's that? And you go, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a fucking clue. I've got a clue.
Okay.
I'm not telling you that we were always great. We started exactly the place. But you've got, like, once we've done it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's this, it's that. You can code it, Yeah, is that, what is that? And you look at it, you think, I don't know. And it's like, well, actually, that's just roots. Like, would you know what roots in the drains look like? Or will you be pushing along thinking, don't know what that fucking is like. That is like. I've
obviously been watching some YouTube videos and seen some of what roots look like, but I imagine everything looks different once it's in the drain system, because it's basically going to be dirty, isn't it? It's not new, is it? So it's not
exactly that.
I was told to get used to the smells of piss and shit. I was as well.
Yeah. And the other one which caught us out when we first started as well.
Yeah.
We dealt with a length of pipe and it had a load of lumps in the bottom of them, big lumps and all, big 4 inch lumps, one after the other.
Yeah.
Holding water in between them. I don't know what that was. It was just a pitch fibre pipe.
Okay.
had been laid, and in the olden days, before they had, when they first started putting pitch fibre in, they just put it on bricks.
Okay.
So what happened over time is it sunk down, and then the bricks were lumping in it. So you're like, but if you haven't done that sort of stuff, you're always going to struggle to understand what's going on. So I think it is important that we do it. And why do we not show the same expected level of professionalism to the drains that we expect the farmer or the window cleaner or the landscape gardener to show to pest control? We want them to do their training, don't we? We want them to understand what they're doing. We want them to take it seriously. But then when it comes to drains, it's like, let's just buy a camera, we can do it. I think exactly the mentality that we cry about as an industry, when other industries come in and go, well, it's just pest control, we can put some poison down. And I feel like it's two-faced of us to do that.
Yeah, I totally understand it. I do. It's It made me think it has, definitely.
Imagine you've never been a pest controller, right?
Yeah.
You've never been a pest controller. Your dad wasn't a pest controller. And you had rats in the house. And the pest controller says, I think it's coming from the drains. And he gets his camera out. Would you expect him to know what he's looking at in the drains?
Well, you would.
Yeah, there you go then.
You would. You're right. You would expect it. You would. Yeah. It's made me think. I'm learning on this podcast. I am. I'm learning.
Hey, listen. You do you. You do you. You might go push it a bit, and you might think this is not for me. Don't like getting human shit. Don't like it.
Yeah.
You might also do it and think this is right up my street, and I want to specialize in it. I'm going to go and do this, and I'm going to go and do that.
Exactly. You don't know until you basically try it, but you can't just hire a camera, can you? You got to buy it.
Yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there, and it'll be like, oh my word, oh my word. First, when you get where it's like 20 foot deep, and you're like, oh fuck. Like, how are we going to do that? Or there'll be all sorts of stuff where you look at it and you're like, it's a whole new trade. There's no getting around it. It's not a little bolt on that you can do a little bit too. It's a whole new trade.
Do you do that? Do you do that resins? Do you do that patch line, or do you do that? I've seen that on videos on that. I have. I have.
Yeah, I do quite a few of them. Do quite a few cured in place liners. Like patch liners, patch repairs. Do what we got. I think we've got 3 to put in this week. Put 3 in last week.
It's not a cheap thing for obviously when you charge your customer, it's not a cheap price, is it? It's quite if you're doing the whole line. I've looked into it. It's quite
right. So there's 2 different things. There's patches and liners. Patches are basically you're gonna take a small 1 meter. It's usually a meter, but you can get them up to 2 meters if you wanted to. Like packer, you'll put it round it, you push it in place. It's basically a rack which goes around it, almost like a for want of a better word, like a tortilla, blow it up in place and it sets. So that's a patch.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I would think, considered relatively easy. When you're talking about liners that will blow a whole line, that's a trade in itself. That's something where you need labs to be doing it all the time.
Okay.
That is not the same thing. Like they have machines which basically wet it up and they'll blow it in and it just runs through the lines and do the whole lot. That's a handful. That's not what we would do. We would just do like spot repairs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Whole drainage systems.
You don't do the one where it goes down the whole line. You just do the patch ones.
No, definitely do not do that. The lads who are doing that I think they're a lot more specialist in that area, and the lads just doing that. They'll know what they're doing and they'll know when they can run it and when they can't. And all that sort of jazz. Because you've got to remember, if it goes wrong, you've got to cut or dig it out.
Yeah. You have, yeah. You are right there. You are right.
You would, I think you would definitely need a mentor on something like that to show you how to do it, where to do it, before you just on your own. Like, you'd have to do an awful lot of testing on your Jack Jones, I think.
Yeah. Well, have you ever? I've been looking online. Have you heard of a company called Real Tech?
Retech.
They do a course on it. You go down and they do a certified course on it. But I just me googling stuff. It is.
We did our patch course through Retech.
Yeah,
that's where we've done it. Again, you're looking at a 1-day course, and you're only going to start learning when you start putting them in. We've had some right hard work.
Have you? I've been told though, you've got to make sure that it's precise, or it can go wrong.
Sean, I very nearly blocked fucking a Northumbrian water asset with a liner.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
If you speak to Alice or Dale, say to them, what happened at that job where you ended up in Northumbrian Water's line? That was a fucking major stress out.
Yeah.
That was we were about 5 millimeter this side, because I won't bore you with the story. Basically, when we went in, we had some jam, so we pulled it off, we put it on. I looked at the wrong mark on a rod, pushed it in a little bit too far, inflated it, thought everything was right, and then realised that I'd pushed it a little bit too far, which sounds proper like silly, unprofessional. It was all of those things, and we survived with our teeth. I had another one where we used to ask Davey Brown about this. I used a patch repair kit. So Retech produce a patch repair kit, and so do Pipe Doctor. And I bought some Pipe Doctor ones to give them a try. Thought they were the same, and they weren't. You put one in on a cold winter's day. We were there 8 hours waiting for it to set.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I was literally sitting in the dark waiting for it to set.
What? No.
It did eventually, but literally I had to send one of the lads home, and I just sat on site waiting with it, tapping this stuff, crossing the thing, hoping that it would get better. That was a
horrendous learning experience.
Yeah.
That was. So thanks for coming on, Sean. I think that was a nice chat. That was. No, honestly, it was good. We can carry on if you want. I don't want to take up your whole night.
I think I've fucking fried your brains a bit, haven't I?
Well, a lot of people. I think it was useful. I think I might have to go back and listen to some of the stuff you said to take it in more. I will. But there we go. There you go, people. 2301. If you want a code. Mr. Mooney hasn't done it for Mr. Mooney hasn't done it for 2 weeks now. You got to self-register it.
I know. I've got that much to do, and the things I'm good at, I'm sort of all right at. The things I'm bad at, I'm terrible at. Right now, codes and doing that, being planned and prepped is not my thing. And I could say I was going to make an arse of it before I'd started. Like, you're quite a regimented guy like that, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I actually made a video about showing people how, because I've made it, you've obviously noticed the CPD training area is absolutely bombarded with my podcasts. So I did it so people couldn't, I was getting fed up with having to approve podcasts where I didn't know if they actually listened to it. So some of the questions, people, you might notice that they're not all like learning ones. They're like, was you listening? There were little questions where, in their view, so I could see whether they're actually listening. So I did that, but also in the video, I also showed people how to do self-register, because a few people have asked me. Even though there's a video in the British Pest Register telling you how to do it, I added it at the end, and I said, "This is how you self-register if you want to do it as well."
I'm struggling to log in there. I was going to say it. Be a shiny screen, or people have to do it now. That would be good, wouldn't it? Can I share this?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
I don't know if I can with us being a guest. I can when I'm
hang on. Oh, right. No, I don't know if you can, actually.
Oh, that's shit, isn't it?
Oh,
hang on. No, I can. Yeah, it's still there.
You can. I'll approve it once it comes through. There we go, people. Yeah.
So I'm going to log in.
So here's a guide too as well, people. How to do it.
Yeah.
The master account. This is the master account of the British Pest Register.
No, this is just my account, isn't it? So I've got to log points.
Yeah.
Put Wi-Fi in the office and it's slow. So add new CPD log. User, pick me.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pest, organ pest control. Where am I?
No, do not do that anymore. Do not use that. I've actually told people not to use that.
Which one is it then? What am I
no. You're going to CPD training. It's in that section.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a terrible thing. Definitely do not do that. We go to CPD training.
Yeah, that's it. In there.
Yeah. You search it. So we're going to go to.
No, we're not under Oka. We're not under that anymore. Got Pest Perspectives account now because of you, which is easier. You don't see Oakham Pest Control everywhere. You don't. They're all there.
Where am I?
You're literally been. I've buried you. You've been buried. You are there somewhere. Are you there?
I tell you what will work.
I'll take that off for a minute. That code. Oh, where's the code? Off.
Where am I, Sean?
It's Beauties and Beasties.
It's not, is it? Oh, have you put it in as Beauties and Beasties, not as me?
No, you've put it in as Beauties and Beasties. Oh, what, tonight's show? It's not in there yet. No, it's not in there yet. I haven't done it.
You've already given a code?
Yeah, I've given a code. I do it straight after the podcast.
Oh, right, I get you. Oh, well, I can't do it. I was going to do this one and do the 2301, but obviously I can't find it because the course isn't on there, so it is what it is. Yeah. But all you would do is find that, take the test, put 2301 and you would have passed it, you'd have got your hours, but I'll... All
right, and go to last week's show then.
All right, okay, let's have a look. Sharing this.
Yeah, Dan Trainer. No. Pest Perspectives. All right, so you just go right through there to number 49. It's on that page.
Yeah.
Above Farrier. Just above Farrier.
Yeah.
No. Above Farrier. Just above. Yeah.
Yeah. Control by numbers. Take the test. And then there'll be a question. I didn't watch last week, Sean. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think it was the bottom answer.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to tick another one, right? I'm going to pick another one. And if I pick the answer, look, did not pass.
There you go.
Let's see.
And it's automatically registered, people. You don't have to ask me to approve it. I'll tell you who. Loads of people have been doing them CPD training courses because it tells you who's been doing them. Shout out to the City FM people. You lot have been doing tons of them. They have.
Really?
Yeah, City FM technicians and some nurture ones and all sorts. The companies I've never heard of as well.
Oh yeah. Do you know this is why I like it, because rather than just give out a quiz where they can claim 2 points for it, the provider gets to see who is actually and then you can tailor what you're doing to your audience. You can start to understand, I would love to get someone from City on ours, but they're proving not difficult, but they're just busy guys on this. So
they are, They are, yeah. There was. I remember when Nurture first came on board, I was like, off the scene, I was like, Graham, you still. Well, what have you seen? I says, well, I obviously approve podcasts, and one of his technicians had applied for CPD. I was like, "You're with another association." Well, he was laughing. I can't say anything. He says at the time, he's like, I could see it. So I didn't bring it up on the podcast, but eventually it was announced. It was.
We've got some other like sort of largest companies looking at it, which is quite nice.
I'll be honest though, if you've got like a big company or even like 3, 4, 5 guys and they don't want to do it, you can have a CPD manager and they can literally just log the CPD they've done. Or the technician can do it themselves. The thing is, what we tried to do was we tried to create a system where there was no excuse. Yeah.
So fuzzy, look at that.
My camera does that as well. My camera does it.
Have you done that?
There you go, you're back now.
Oh, I must have been.
Yeah, see, I've got a 4K camera, but my package on StreamYard only does up to 1080p. It does. Right. You got to pay for the higher package to get 4K. You've probably got 4K. You have.
No. You won't have. We'll just have 10. In fact, 1080 sounds familiar. I don't get involved in that side of it.
That's basically what HD is. What the first HD is.
Right.
But loads of companies are registering CPD, but at least I don't have to press approve now, because there was a time where I said to you, I'm a bit dubious. This person's just dropped tons of them. And I says, I can't really, there's no way of really approving it. And this fixed it.
Yeah.
To a degree. Yeah. Yes.
I agree. Right, Sean, anyway, we'll be speaking to you. If you need us a game, mate, if you want to, if you get that down, feel free. I don't mind coming.
Yeah, no worries. I think I'll be all right for now, but you never know, do you? But cheers for that, Sean.
No bother, man. God bless.
All right, and thanks, mate.
Bye.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye. End stream. Thanks, everyone.